Hello, this is Bob Gray Sr. Welcome to Ministry Moments, Lord willing, every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time. This is not a sermon, no sermon here, practical teaching. And I hope that you'll get a pen, paper, and take notes. No, I've not been drinking. I just got the hiccups. So if you'll do that, you can go to solvechurchproblems.com and subscribe there to it. You can go to your favorite podcast provider and get it there. Or you can go to Ministry Moments YouTube, Bob Gray Sr., and get it there. That way you'll get every week. But I would subscribe if I were you. That way you could listen to it at your convenience. And then plus the truth is that this, long after I'm dead and gone, is still going to be available. And I think it's wise to take advantage of, really you're taking advantage of Lee Robertson. You really are. Lester Roloff, Jack Hyles, Curtis Hudson, John Rice, Bill Rice, Lester Roloff, all those great men, and Tom Malone. Did I mention Tom Malone? Great men. And everything that I do, I'm not an innovator. All I've done is taken what I was taught and did it and proved that it could be done. I got so aggravated in those early days when at the college, when I go out and preach out, because my wife was doctor and secretary. When they had church openings and I needed to fill a pulpit, they'd call me and ask me if I'd do it. So my wife and I would go and do it. Really, a lot of those churches that was like a Bible circuit that Dr. Howell, Dr. Rice did. They used to have a round robin, they called it. But anyway, I hear him say, yeah, Jack Hyles is doing it, but he doesn't have any boys that have done it. And it aggravated the fire out of me. And I said, Lord, please let me be that one of many that took what was taught and did it. And to God be the glory, we did. Not in metropolitan New York or Los Angeles or San Francisco or Chicago, but in East Texas, small East Texas town. And God was so good, so good to us. But anyway, wanted to keep it alive. So all this I'm regurgitating, giving back to you the things that I learned from Brother Hyles and those other great men. Spent time with them, preached with them, spent quality time with them, and loved them, loved their memory dearly too, by the way. Okay, we're talking about brainstorming today. Are you ready? Number one, plan the church calendar years in. Every end of the year, we would sit down and plan the church calendar for the next year. Church came first. I didn't want any basketball games or tournaments or senior citizen outings or anything to take place of church-wide soul winning on Thursday night any more than I would Wednesday night. Now, so we would plan the church calendar. The church calendar was the number one. The college and the Christian school and the bus kid Christian school, all of that was secondary. It worked around the church calendar. So plan the church calendar a year in advance. Number two, plan spring and fall campaigns. Put them on the calendar. Now, Brother Hyles, I don't know how he did it, but he had Sunday school campaigns that were 12 weeks and 13 weeks. God bless them. Mine were 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, no more than that. I just couldn't seem to get the gumption to get it done, I guess. But plan spring and fall Sunday school campaigns. Every campaign you have should be a Sunday school campaign. Brother Hyles was a Sunday school man. Mrs. Hyles said to me, every church he ever pastored, he was a Sunday school man first. And so true. So I said, number one, we're talking about brainstorming now. Plan the church calendar at year's end for the coming year. Next, plan spring and fall Sunday school campaigns for the next year. Next, plan a big day at the end of the Sunday school campaign. So if you had 6 weeks campaign in the spring, 6 in the fall, then plan the last day to be a big push. Have people sign up to come that day. Have people get them to come. They will come you'll get people to come that you can't get saved. They'll come for a contest. It's crazy, isn't it? You get people to come that got saved, but won't get baptized. But they'll come if you plan it far enough down the road. Say, look, on April the 12th, which is 6 to 8 weeks away, would you be my guest that day? Now, you'll get them to come quicker or something planned way in advance than you will the following Sunday. It's hard to understand, but you'll also get non-soul winners involved in inviting people to come, and they'll sign people up, get them to come. May not win souls, but boy, they can help with the contest, and it gets exciting too. All right, so number one, plan the school calendar at year's end. Number two, plan spring and fall Sunday school campaign. Make it a Sunday school campaign. Next, plan a big day at the end of the campaign. Next, plan a 2-day Bible conference after that. Now, it's a treat. The Bible conference is it's exciting. You have Dr. Curtis Hudson come in our day. Dr. Les Ruloff come in. Brother Hiles came in. Lee Robertson would come in. All those great men of that day, we had them come in, and it was exciting. They looked forward to seeing them. And I had one day, if you brought 5 adults, you get your picture taken with Dr. Hiles, have an autographed picture. And boy, our people, they just worked hard to get people there. And plus you got area churches that'll come, and they'll load up buses and come. And it's a big, big thing. And Brother Hiles said to me, don't do that to me again. I'm an old man. I'm tired. But he did it. God bless him. So we're talking about brainstorming now. Okay. Plan the church calendar, year's end. Brainstorm that. Plan a spring and fall Sunday school campaign, not just a campaign, but Sunday school campaign. Plan a big day at the end of the Sunday school campaign. Plan a 2-day Bible conference the following Monday and Tuesday. Keep the excitement going. People, they're going to be tired, but there's going to be a treat to hear these great men of God. And don't bring some yuppie in or some preppy boy. Get somebody who's gotten the job done, been around for a long time. There's still some of those old gray hairs out here that did it that could be a blessing to you. So now in this brainstorming, so brainstorm themes, come up with Bible themes for your spring and fall campaign. Number 6, brainstorm decorations. Oh, I love decorations. I know. I go places and they buy these banners, and put them up. I couldn't do that. Mrs. Spencer, Luann Spencer, was our decorating lady, and she'd get all the young ladies in the college and young ladies, married ladies in the church to help her. I wanted it to be created. We created and sparkle. I like bright colors, but I loved homemade decorations. I loved it. And she was the best. And so brainstorm decorations. Have her in that meeting now, your lady, and so that she can know what you're thinking. Look at pros and cons of the last campaigns. Pull out your notes. What worked? What didn't work? This is the time to talk about it. Now, after a campaign, I always met the following week to list the pros and cons. But I had secretary type those up. And then when it came to this time of preparing for the following year, I wanted those lists on the conference table where everybody could pick it up and look at pros and cons and go over it and say, now this year, let's not do, this year, let's do this or whatever. I asked Brother Hiles one time about his brainstorming. I said, how much of the time do you get your way? He said, about 25% of the time. Well, I didn't feel so bad because that's the way it was with me. I've had the staff look at me and say, preacher, that won't work. That ain't going to work. And I got voted down. How dare they? I pay their paycheck. How dare they turn me down? So we're talking brainstorming. Plan the church calendar at year's end. Plan spring and fall Sunday school campaigns. Next, plan a big day at the end of the Sunday school campaign. Next, plan a 2-day Bible conference. Have a good time. Bring some great men of God in. And on Monday and Tuesday. Number 5, brainstorm themes for the following year. Next, brainstorm decorations. Talk about decorations. Next, look at the pros and cons of the last campaigns. Number 8, come up with a budget. While you're sitting there, have your financial lady there and start thinking, how much money do we need for outside speakers, for decorations, for running extra buses, maybe. But you got to think in terms of a budget. Now, let me say about the giving. On a congregation wise, you'll get $1 a head. You won't get any more than that. Our last soul winning clinic cost $85,000 by the time we got done. But we planned on $1 a head. That's all we were going to get. You're not going to get any more than that. So it needs to be a part of the budget. You need to raise the budget the other 51 weeks. So make sure you got the money to pay for it when you do it. That's very important. If you're tight with your money, you got a good financial lady, that's a dream come true, because you don't want to end up being in debt after you have a great time and you're sitting there looking at all those bills. You don't want that. By the way, we had the best credit rating in town. Next, have someone take notes of the meetings. Have someone take notes of the meetings. One of our secretaries would write down the notes and type them up. When we'd come back to meet, there they were in front of everybody, already typed up, things we discussed, things that we liked, things we didn't like. But we had a secretary take notes, and not just that, but type it up and print them out for the next meeting. Start the brainstorming the following week after a campaign. I've already mentioned that. But the week after, once the Soul Winning Clinic is over, we met the next week. Once the spring campaign was over, we met the next week. After the Bible conference, we meet the next week. Why? Because I wanted to be fresh in our minds, because we're gonna say, boy, that didn't work. That was a bust. Or maybe we think it was, and somebody else comes up and says, wait a minute, now let me give you another point of view of that. All right. Assign staff. In these meetings, you want to say whatever it is that you need done, assign it, so that someone takes care of and hosts the Monday night speaker. Somebody hosts the Tuesday night speaker. Somebody takes them to dinner, decorations of the rooms for delegates that come for the clinic, for example. I'm just saying you've got to assign people and assign staff for certain part. Next, encourage new ideas. Encourage new ideas. Encourage them to come up with, it may be a wild idea, but you never know. Encourage new ideas. And the financial secretary may shoot it down and say, we can't do that. We don't have the money to do that. Or might create a way to get the money to do it. But encourage new ideas. You want, brainstorming is just that. Everybody's brain storming an idea, coming up with an idea. And if you'll do that, they're going to be a part of it. They'll be glad to do their assigned part. They'll be looking forward to it. We are a team. This is not the preacher only. This is the pastor and his team, and they are pastors. I give them a portion of my people to pastor. And so there is very important that we work together as a team. There can be no egos in a great team. Can't be. There's no letter I in the word team. You just can't do it. And the success that you have is a team success. And you ought to be very grateful for your staff and thank God for them and praise them for the work that they do. And this could be a great thing, this brainstorming thing. Okay. I hope it helped you. If I went too fast, go back and rewind it, listen to it again. But God bless you. Thank you for being a part of Ministry Moments every week, 3 o'clock Central Time. I want you to be a part of it. And so you subscribe, Ministry Moments YouTube, Bob Gray Sr., or go to your favorite podcast provider and subscribe, or go to softchurchpromise.com and subscribe there. Ideas, thoughts, maybe of help to you. God bless you. Don't forget soul winning tomorrow. Have a great weekend.